In this video, we're going to be talking about, is it too late for you to join the Coast Guard? So I've had a lot of people reach out to me and say, hey, Julian, I am 21 or 22, 25, 30, and I'm interested in joining the Coast Guard. Is this a good decision? Is this bad? And, the real short answer would be, whatever works for you. But I know that's not going to work, so I'm going to give you a little bit more detail on my thoughts of an older person or a person that thinks that they're a lot older joining the Coast Guard. So one of the common things that I hear in the comment section is, it's going to feel weird that a bunch of younger people are going to be in charge of me. The way that the military works is this ranking system. So yes, a person that is an E5 would be over, or like a supervisor, an E4. If age is the biggest concern for you and you're saying like, oh, I don't want someone that's younger than me telling me what to do, maybe the military is not for you. I really feel like any job that you go to, there's always going to be people that are maybe younger or more experienced that are in a higher position. That's just kind of part of work and coming into a new job. You can't expect you who doesn't have any experience going into a job where you're the bottom of the totem pole and then expecting to just automatically have some type of seniority or supervisor position. Becoming a supervisor really comes with time in and experience. And, if you go to a new unit, you're not automatically going to be put into a supervisor position. There's always going to be someone that's kind of your boss. So that's really kind of anything in the military. There's always typically going to be someone that is your senior. Maybe they're younger than you, but that's just kind of the way that it is. Now, my thoughts on, is it a good career move as far as coming into the Coast Guard while you are a little bit older? My position kind of stays the same in the Coast Guard. I think that the Coast Guard, it's a great service to join if you're looking to change your life. I've made a few videos talking about my experience of joining the Coast Guard and why I do enjoy the Coast Guard, which I'll include somewhere up above. But really, it's, if you're looking to be able to have more flexibility in your life, or you want to have some more time, it's always going to come down to, I personally believe, choose your rate, choose your fate. If you're joining the Coast Guard because you want to maybe go to college, or you're joining the Coast Guard because you want to learn a new skill, then that's something that, I don't really think it matters what age you are. If you're not happy where your current job is, then starting fresh with the Coast Guard, I don't think is a bad position. I do know some people that have gone from really experienced jobs. Like I know this officer who was very experienced in IT, and she's a very smart woman, and she was getting paid really well at this other job, and then she joined the Coast Guard because she wanted to experience what the military was like. She wanted to be able to make an influence and impact, which is why she became an officer. And it wasn't exactly everything that she thought it was going to be. Coming from that IT, more civilian world, there was a little bit more flexibility. And then coming into the military where things are a bit more strict, and you think that you can make a big impact in the military just because you're put into a specific type of position. But those things, the military likes to move really, really slow. And for those really big changes that you think that you might be able to do, those things might never happen during that time. Lots of people join the Coast Guard when they already have a family, so that is not really the big concern if you are joining a little bit later. It's something that you have to consider with your family if they're willing to have that type of lifestyle where they're going to be moving. But as far as, is this bad or have other people done it? Lots of people have done it and have been able to, really have a successful family life. In the end, I honestly don't think it matters whether you are 18 years old just joining the Coast Guard, or you're 30 years old joining the Coast Guard. Those age differences really only matter if, one is, if are you going to be doing a 20-year career? If so, then, you'd be looking at retiring at 50s rather than in your 30s. The other thing is, are you trying to become an officer? Because there are restrictions on if you can become an officer or not. So if you're joining when you're 18, there is that age availability for you to be able to do things like OCS or go to the academy. If you're in your 30s, then you're not going to be able to become an officer at a certain point. If you're trying to go the OCS route, there are different routes where you can still become an officer, such as like direct commission. But as far as OCS and trying to go a little bit more of that route, that's going to be reserved for people in a certain age range. Some people might even be interested in joining after 30, like, 31, 32. I know that the Coast Guard's requirements are always kind of changing. As of this video, I believe that it is 32 is the age cutoff, but again, you're going to have to speak to a recruiter because different type of ratings also have different types of age requirements. So someone that is trying to go direct commission might be able to get in at a older age. Someone that's trying to go enlisted route, there might be certain ratings like CS, so the culinary specialist, where they might be able to make a waiver or exemption for you because critical rates are needed, so they can sometimes maybe push people in through there. So when you're talking about someone that is in their 30s, you just have to be mindful what types of things are not going to be available for you based off of your age. Lots of people join the Coast Guard, though, when they are in their mid-20s, they have families, and they are starting a career, whether that's enlisted or they go officer. That's entirely up to you. So if you are a bit older and you're interested in joining the Coast Guard, just be mindful of the types of ratings or the type of things that you would be doing. So, if you're trying to stay with your family, choose a rating that would be in line with you trying to be with your family. If you are a bit younger and you want to take more risk and you want to be able to, maybe try AST or try to do something, then do that. You also have to be mindful that if you are a little bit older and choosing a certain rating that advances slow, that might be restricting on your family. Maybe you are depending on trying to rank up quick so you can try to earn more. Maybe you're trying to go into a supervisor position very quickly. If you choose a rating like AMT, then you're going to be waiting a long time. You could be in your, you could be in your late 50s by the time that you make it to a supervisor position. It just depends on how slow things are and how much you're really trying to advance. But different ratings, again, are going to have different amounts of people that are trying to advance. So let's say that you're in your late 20s and you're trying to become a supervisor position just because, that's where you're well suited. Maybe you came from a place of prior experience and now you're trying to move that experience over to the Coast Guard. Then choosing a rating where you'd be able to rank up quicker would probably be a good bet. Once you move into that E6 range, you start taking on more of a more supervisor, behind-the-scenes type of position. Once you make chief, it really is majority just paperwork and dealing with your enlisted members. Typically, though, E4 and E5 are going to be more hands-on, technical, doing whatever the skill is. This is also going to be pretty similar if you are a junior officer. The higher up you go in rank, or just that's really more specific to your type of position. Let's say you're doing something at a headquarters or logistics, then you're going to be dealing more paperwork and stuff like that. But just know that the higher the rank you are, that typically the more that you're going to be in the supervisor position. But I hope this video answered your guys' questions. If you have anything else, be sure to leave them in the comments section down below. And until next time, military journeyman, peace out.